I know. I feel like everyone's been robbed because you and I have been having conversations on the phone, but we haven't been recording them, and therefore they don't get to experience our pure comedic
They're
genius.
deprived of this
And
genius.
quick wit. Yeah. So before we get to like, I guess like we'll do some beer news, maybe talk about some sports.
I'm ready.
I really want to pick your brain about this Ben Simmons thing. Like, who is this guy? Being in Baltimore, you're in the Philly area. You gotta fill me in. You know, every city has its sports bad guy, and it seems like Ben Simmons is yours. But
he's like the super villain. Go ahead.
Before we get into that, man, I gotta share a story with you where my wife and I, we were going to pick up my buddy Paul. He owed me some beers. I beat him in fantasy football. You know, pat on the back to me. So, you know, the deal was loser had to buy beers. So we're on our way to pick him up, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this thing like come flying towards my wife's car, and I don't know why, but I thought it was a walnut. I guess because they're falling out of the trees right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why. That's why.
It makes this loud noise. She freaks out. Thank God nobody was coming the other way or was next to us, because we probably would have hit him. So I was like, at first I said, I think a walnut hit your car, which then as my brain started to continue to work on, I was like, wait a minute, somebody just threw something at our car. So she pulls into the Starbucks parking lot. I guess there's a free plug for Starbucks. So if your car ever gets hit, you can pull to a Starbucks parking lot. I get out, and there is egg yolk running down the side of her car.
You got egg. It is that time of year, right? Mischief night time of year.
Yeah, kind of. And in my neighborhood, there has been like these habitual egg offenders that they have been going around and egging things. And like, it's been going on for a while. There's a little bit more to the story, but I won't get into all that because it's only a half-hour show, and this story is probably going to take about 29 and a half minutes. So I just like kind of like went into like a rage. I was like, you know what? F those kids. I'm going to go catch them.
You chased
them. I leave my wife in a parking lot with egg running down her car. And then she tells me later, she's like, you just disappeared. I ran through like all these hedges and bushes. I like pushed my way through. I come out in the alley and I see one kid on a bike, one kid running, and one kid walking. And so I get close to them, which I should have probably waited till I was like right up on them.
Yes, definitely.
I was afraid they were going to get away. So I get up on them, and you know, the smart thing to say would have been like, hey, did you drop this wallet full of money? Hey, is this your cell phone? No, I just yell, hey, did you guys just throw eggs at me? And the kid on the bike, pew, he's gone.
Yeah, he's out.
The kid in front of the other kid, the one that was kind of running, pew, he's gone. He takes off. The kid that is the closest to me, he like pauses for a minute, and I was like, I know you threw eggs at us. And then that's it. He takes off running. He had slippers on. They go flying off, and I get into this high-speed foot pursuit with this kid. And let me just tell you, kids are a lot faster nowadays than I remember, because he got away from me.
Oh, man.
He runs into this like field by the school. And I told you it's a long story. And I'm chasing him, and then he just disappears. And I'm like defeated because every time I see a foot chase on a movie, I think like I could do that. Well, apparently I can't.
It's like Point Break.
Yeah, he was gone. And then so I walked to the end of the alley, and guess what? Him and his dumbass friend met at the end of the alley, and there they are. And then so I'm like, hey, and then they run again. This time I chased a different kid, and I get to the end of that street, and he's gone, because these kids are very elusive, and I'm very slow and winded. And also, Jack, I ran on the treadmill an hour prior, so that's why I couldn't.
You were gassed.
I was gassed. So while I'm looking for this other kid, he's gone. I see the original kid go running down the street, so I start chasing him again.
Terrible getting away.
Catch him. I almost had him, Bill, and then I see a police car, so I go over to the police car, and I say, hey, this kid just egged my car. He's right here. Will you go get him? And he's like, sorry, man, I'm just doing school security. And then he went chasing him, and the kids got away.
Were you yelling things at him as you were chasing him? Like you a little?
No, I couldn't yell because I was out of breath.
You needed your... Now, I'd imagine as a kid, right, I've never been chased by like an adult like that. You know, one time cops were chasing us, but you know, like if cops catch you, they're just going to arrest you. You don't know what a full-fledged adult's going to do to you when he gets you, right? What would you have done? You got him. What do you do? You turn him into the authorities?
No, yeah, well, kind of. I really just wanted to know who they were because, like, in our neighborhood, you pretty much know everybody.
Yeah.
So once I knew who they were, then I was just going to address it with their parents. But they probably thought I was going to, like, strangle them or something. I did
Yeah.
try using, like, Jedi mind tricks on them. I said, stop running. I'm just going to be out here all night till I catch you. That didn't work. They kept on running. And then the second time I saw that I was chasing them, I said, hey, I know who you are. Stop running.
Yeah.
That was a lie. I didn't know who he was.
That was a good thought right off the heat of the moment. I know who
Still
you
don't know
are.
who they are. They got away. I even put it on Nextdoor, and somehow the post about our car getting egged and me giving a description of the kids.
You need those Ring cameras right there. I know people have Ring cameras.
Nobody had one that caught them, and then the post on Nextdoor turned into some sad story about some guy's upbringing over some eggs or something. So, anyways, that's what happened to me. Anything exciting happened to you?
What was that last part? What happened?
I posted it on Nextdoor.
Ah.
And it went from, like, letting people know that these kids egged a car on York Road, which
Yeah.
is busy, to this guy's sad story about his upbringing and his
Commenters are great.
dad was egged when he was a teenager. Then there was a story about somebody being murdered by an egg.
And then it probably got political.
Dark path.
Probably got political somehow. You're like, how did you make this political? Oh my God.
Can't remember.